Welcome back, guys, to Beggars Canyon Boys. I think this is episode 52.
Sounds right. Sounds like a number we haven't discussed yet.
If it's not 52, it's 53. It's definitely not 51.
I thought you were like doing a saying. Like, if it's not 52, it's 53, but...
If it's not 52, it's more for you. If it's 53, more for me.
52, 53.
Oh! Okay. I can't wait for episode 67. I mean, we're not that far away from it.
Oh my god. Oh, what a little generational run we're going to have there. 67, 68, whatever. 69.
Woo! This may not be the first time we've talked about this. Okay. I'm kind of getting a little bit of deja vu.
Yeah, me too. Because I was like, did I make a 68... No, sorry, a 67, 68, 9 joke before? I feel like I maybe did.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, you could have. I mean... You just have so much funny-ish that you're kind of spilling out that I don't have the storage capacity for all of it. It's kind of like Camino in the archives. It got deleted out of my brain.
Nice, yeah.
So we are talking about the Clone Wars.
Season 4.
Season 4 has officially begun for the BCBs.
May the season 4 be with you.
Oh, thank you. And also with you.
Thank you.
My friend. We watched the first 4 episodes of season 4. And little confession. This might be the first time that I've done this. I realized on my way to pick you up that I did not finish the 4th episode.
Gasp. You know what, though? I was going to ask you about it because it feels like it's half an arc. I didn't watch the one after that. But it ends with like a prisoner swap type thing kind of going on.
The Gungan one?
Yeah.
I thought it was a standalone episode, but I could have just messed it up.
And, I don't know. They like get their people back in the end, I'm pretty sure is how it played out. Like, Grievous goes back to the Separatists, Anakin goes back to the Republic. So it could just end there, but I thought there was like more to it because it was pretty unsatisfying if that was the ending.
Sometimes they just like end, like
maybe.
But yeah. Like I said, I didn't finish it. I think because I was watching it earlier today and my internet cut out about halfway through, like kind of right when like Jar Jar and Grievous are having their meeting on the shuttle.
Okay, you got the gist of it.
Yeah. So I didn't see after it, but I know doesn't Captain Tarpals get killed in it?
Who is that?
He's the one with like the little catfish things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's
sacrifice.
like a moment that I remember is Grievous killing Captain Tarpals, General Tarpals at this point. Sorry.
Yeah.
He's Captain in Phantom Menace, but they do refer to him as General in this episode. So I guess he got promoted. But
he was in Phantom Menace. Man, I need to rewatch those prequels. There's so much stuff. I had to rewatch Mace Windu killing Jango Fett like again today because I was like, I was like, what did that look like again? And then I went to go watch.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's was more shocking than I thought it was like a background death. It's totally your hand comes off, your head comes off. Cut to Dooku going, oh
yeah. I mean, it's like pretty fast. But it is definitely like a focused on thing for sure.
Again, I want to watch that. I think I'd like that movie better on second watch. It's a kind of a cool moment because they are moving super fast, like in the heat of battle, like there's a lot going on. And then once he kills him, things kind of slow down for a second because it's like, whoa, that was like a big consequence.
Yeah,
like,
and he does hit that awesome pose that is in the comic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Jango's like, or no, so Boba's like,
I do want to comment on that real quick, but other than the 4 episodes, we also read some comic books. We read Star Wars Blood Ties, as well as Star Wars Purge, Seconds to Die. And then did you happen to read the first like 3 pages? I know I didn't text you about it again, but of that one, like Dark Times issue 15. Nice. Look at this good boy.
Mm-hmm. Everything. I watched all the episodes.
I'm the one
who everything.
Oh, the tables have turned on me.
I do get you clocking out of that last Clone Wars episode though, because like This season so far, a lot more Jar Jar and Gungans than
Yes.
we've got like in totality of the past.
I will say I'm looking ahead at the rest of the season. I don't remember these next 2 episodes, but pretty much everything after that is like all bangers in my memory. At least in my memory. I mean, we'll see, but from looking at all the arcs that are remaining, I'm like, yes, these are all awesome.
It's
So
good to hear because I feel like this was kind of a disappointing start to season 4.
For sure.
And like I've been expecting them to start with a bang, like because I think we got like the Cad Bane episode to
Yeah.
start the last season or the season before that.
yeah. I forget what started. Oh, season 3 maybe started with the clone trooper training episode.
Oh, yeah,
And season 2
yeah.
started with Cad Bane.
Yeah, so good episodes.
Yeah. I remember being disappointed in real life when this came out, or I guess in real time when season 4 started. When I was 13, maybe.
Yeah.
14. Because at that point, I was like, okay, this show is like proven to me that it can be more than just like a fun, like, yeah, here's some like Star Wars stuff for you every week. Like it rises above that way more than it, frankly has, I don't know, has a right to, or whatever is not the right way to put it, but I guess more than I would expect. Even like my 5th time watching some of these episodes, I'm like, wow, like, okay. And these did not make me feel that way.
Yeah, I was talking to my friend Jordan about like where I am in Clone Wars right now, which also it's his birthday. Happy birthday, Jordan! I don't think he listens.
Happy birthday, Jordan!
Happy birthday. And he was saying, he was like, because I said I'm on season 4, and he was like, oh well, it gets much better towards the end, so like don't worry. And I was like, oh, I've been like really enjoying them so far. Like to me, most of the arcs are hit. There's like misses here and there, like sprinkled throughout. I won't say they're rare, like but the good stuff is really good and outweighs it. So
I totally agree. I enjoy like probably 80% of the episodes, and probably like 50% of them are like really, really good.
Yeah, and even like today's episodes, which I think were boring, there's definitely interesting stuff in like each one of them.
Yeah, totally. I don't even like hate them. I did text you that I was like the most bored of watching Clone Wars during this first 3. I think maybe if we hadn't been like marathoning it like we are, I wouldn't feel that way. But it's just like, how many fucking times can we see like a planet that, has some kind of problem going on with their like monarchy or politics or something, and then Count Dooku is like on the hologram to the leader of one of the guys, and they're like, oh yes, the separatists will help you overthrow this, and then they're like, wait a minute, the separatists are actually bad and we trusted them to help us. It's like, all right.
But this one was 3 episodes instead of them doing that in 1 episode.
Yeah, which was also like when the second episode of the 3-part arc was wrapping up, I was like, come on, like really? It absolutely could have been 2 at most. Like there was really like a lot of sort of artificial moving pieces just to like pad it out a little bit, is what it felt like to me.
Plus, I know it's about hope, but like the whole story was really about just like continuing the legacy of a monarchy.
Yeah, for real. Which, like, what Prince Lee Char? I mean, what he doesn't actually seem like he would be a very good leader.
No, and he did not. I know, like, he has to because it's the cartoon and, like, has to play out that way. He didn't inspire hope at all. Not a single thing he did to me inspired hope.
No, when he appeared in front of all the prisoners, weak speech.
And they were like, we want to believe you. They even say that. It's like, yeah, because it's not believable.
Yeah, it's like that thing of like, that happens in voice acting sometimes where you're like, I'm yelling, but I don't want to be too loud.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I feel like that's how Anakin yells in Clone Wars too. He's kind of like, I never believe Matt Latner or whatever when he's like getting mad as Anakin. Anakin. Every episode we watch, I get more upset that that's the way he sounds.
To be fair, also, he looked really stupid in these episodes.
In his little underwater suit.
He looked like Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, for real. I guess it's supposed to be like an homage to the 50s sci-fi, like you can totally picture like a 50s movie poster with those kind of helmets and stuff.
Yeah.
Which,
Although in practicality, why do you need like the tight, like wet suit
yes,
around you, and then
yes,
also like your air bubble?
very true. I mean, yeah, him with no hair looked very strange.
Yeah, I wasn't even sure it was Anakin at first, but I mean, obviously, once he starts talking in the stereotypical Anakin voice,
Mm-hmm.
not different at all from
Yeah, just the way Anakin classically
Yeah.
sounds. I mean, at this point, it's recognizable in its own way, but I don't really like it.
Yeah, it's
Like,
weird that there is. I know we talked about it like to death, but it is just so weird that there's kind of, I guess, just like an accepted two Anakin voices.
yeah, it's for real. And I mean, I'll save it for later stuff because there's more to say on it later. But I guess that. Well, whatever. I'll save it. So yeah, these first 3 episodes, it's like we've alluded to, an overly bloated three-part arc where they're on Cato Nemoidia. Mon Calamari. They're on Mon Calamari. The Mon Calamarian leader has been murdered. There's also the Quarrens. There are 2 species on the planet. They all were ruled by the calamari leader. When he dies, they're like, we don't want to follow the sun. There's a shark guy, Riff Tammin?
Oh wait,
Tamsin.
a part of that in the beginning though that I also think is important is that for the calamari cause and like the monarchy, they called in the Republic specifically
Oh,
to
yes,
like
yes.
be part of their government's meeting discussing whether they want to have a civil war, basically. So
Yeah.
that was really funny. Like the Republic just always coming in being like, no, I know there's like an external situation with many different like variables going on, but you have to listen to us and do what we say and go with the people who we believe in.
Uh-huh.
It like is always fueled me to be like, okay, yeah, fuck those guys. I would not be on their side.
No,
Like,
absolutely. I wouldn't be on Count Dooku's side either. But
yes.
I totally agree with you. Padme is so goddamn annoying.
Yeah.
Like in her political views, I guess, because she always comes in and it's like, I can't believe that they wouldn't do the Republic. Even in the next one on Naboo with the Gungans and her, it's the same shit. Where like Jar Jar comes up and they're like, hey, my people believe that like the Theed is against us and that they've been carrying out attacks on us. And she's like, which is not true, of course.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, it's probably not true, but also like you're so positive that you're right all the time.
Yeah. Okay, can I just say, sorry to jump to that episode,
No,
but since
no.
we're talking about it and Padme specifically in it, I also think her and Anakin are insane in that episode for like pushing the plot of Jar Jar pretending to be like the dead
Yeah.
leader or
Yes.
whatever. And it's an extra crazy moment because like Anakin pitches it and I'm thinking like, okay, like obviously Padme's gonna shoot this down, but they're gonna end up doing it for somehow. But Padme's like, that's a great idea. Like
Yep.
you look just like him. So it's these two like aliens from a different race being like, no, yeah, you look like the alien guy who just died. You should impersonate the leader and make like war decisions based off it.
Yeah, and trick and
Yeah.
lie to everyone.
Yeah.
Because the Gungans are stupid and easily manipulated.
Crazy.
And Jar Jar is stupid and easily manipulated, and we know that, so we're going to take advantage of it. Yeah, very weird. And literally when they're doing that, Jar Jar says like, we don't all look the same.
Yeah, I Misa no look like him.
They say that out loud, which is, I'm like, man, the Gungans are already like pretty hairy, like racially
Yeah.
stereotypy. Like we really do need, like we don't need to go there.
It felt like such a weird moment.
Yeah.
And again, extra weird because you're like, Padme's got to be like the character to call this out, and she's enthusiastically on board.
Oh yeah. I mean, and it's like, this is what I'm saying though about when the show can really frustrate me, because I guess we have expectations high at this point that like sometimes things are actually handled like very logically in a mature way.
Yeah.
Plots like unfold in a realistic, believable, like thought out way that's super satisfying. So when you see something like this that is very much like a kid's cartoon premise, it can be frustrating.
Yeah, I guess that is like you got to remember that, especially with these Jar Jar episodes when they're focused on him, because even like the situation where he's pretending to be like the leader with Grievous and they're having their one-on-one, I'm like, man, I know we've talked about like the dilution of Grievous to a certain degree, but this is the worst thing that they've done, I think.
Yeah, because
makes-
he's literally like, we saw, we saw it do this.
Yeah.
And Grievous just no register. I mean, I know that's like also a very common cartoon thing where like the person doesn't
Yeah.
really notice
Huh?
them like changing their voice or whatever, but like I know, like, if you want to have this plot line, maybe don't have it be Grievous. Maybe
Yeah.
have it be like one of the random like commander droids with like the VCR head.
Yes,
Like-
that's such a because also in the same episode, when Grievous is captured later on, they're like, I think Count Dooku says like the war can't continue without Grievous. Like we need him back. He's a critical part of the Separatist plan. So it's like obviously you guys like value him, think he's important. Like maybe he's just part of a plan, like in a sense of like he's fodder for it or whatnot. But I don't think that's entirely the case. Like
No.
they see merit and power to having him as a general. So
Yeah, totally. I mean, and he's really apparently really good at killing Jedis.
Mhm.
Haven't seen that in a while.
Man,
but-
so you didn't get the Count Dooku Anakin fight in this episode, then, did you?
no, okay.
Yeah,
I mean, I will finish it just because I want to.
yeah.
I want to. Yeah, I just my Wi-Fi ran out and then I forgot to finish it. So.
Well, that's like basically the rest of that episode. If we want to just like cross that one out, because Dooku lures Anakin into a trap to like get him as a hostage, so they can do a hostage trade.
Mhm.
And Dooku like really owns Anakin in this fight,
Ooh,
which is
nice.
interesting because I know we've talked about like how they really don't try and have Dooku and Anakin fight that often, or like even be like in the same spot that often because the movies.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, kind of cool to see them have a little scuffle.
Totally. I mean, yeah, I guess the only thing that would like for sure determine that is my powers have doubled since last time we met. So I guess like in the movie it's probably implying from the last movie,
Yeah,
but
but now it means right then.
yeah, and it could mean something even further down the line.
There's all these things you know about Star Wars that I don't know yet. It's so irritating.
I mean,
It's
there are a
crazy
lot
to
of
me that you
episodes.
watched the first 3 movies with me and you knew all this stuff.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
About like Mother Talzin and everything.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's. I don't think I've watched this since we started Clone Wars, or if it was.
No, I don't think so.
I wonder if I watched those now. Like when you watch those, do you like make any Clone Wars connections?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there aren't a ton to be made, but I don't know. I guess this isn't like anything super meaningful, but Akbar is in these episodes, and
Yeah,
you
he's
know,
a captain.
yeah. So we see, he'll eventually become an admiral. I guess it's a different military organization, but yeah, stuff like that, obviously. But like we talked about with the Citadel last time, like it's funny thinking about like this is when Anakin and Tarkin meet each other, and then later in the first movie, it's like, oh, Vader and Tarkin, like what's their relationship like? And
Yeah,
all
true.
that. So stuff like that, for sure. And then like
Chewbacca, I guess, has
Yeah.
been just used so much. I'm sure. I mean, we've seen him used. I'm sure he's used much more before it gets to that like original series. timeline.
yeah. I mean, he's definitely in the Solo movie and some other stuff too. But yeah, I mean, to a certain extent. But then it's also like when I do watch the original movies, I usually try and just think about them as like, well, no, like they weren't thinking about any of this stuff. So what
Yeah.
are they trying to do like here? But
It's kind of cool sometimes though to see like, oh, you like there's accidental like relevance to
Yes.
this because
Yeah.
and it works well. Like sometimes that's just cool. And fun.
I totally agree. And that's I think something like the first 3 pages of that Dark Times thing, for example, is why I included that, because it's like these little connective tissue points between the prequels and the original trilogy that can be really satisfying. Same with the Blood Ties thing, where I guess real quick, the only reason I wanted us to read those first 3 pages is just because I think it's really cool that Vader is like thinking about like Order 66, and he's like, wait a minute, so the clones could just like kill me at any point, or
Yeah.
try to at least.
Mhm.
And like, I don't know, like it seems obvious, but I'd never really thought
Yeah,
about it
like,
like that before.
Wait a second, Order 66. What are the other orders?
Yeah, yeah.
All the comics we read today, by the way, really awesome.
I agree.
Really enjoyed them all. I know that one was just 3 pages, but also it was cool because I think we quite literally talked about that subject like an episode ago or a few episodes ago.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, like is there like does Palpatine have other plans like that if things go wrong?
Mm-hmm.
And then also just seeing like Vader treat the clones that way and like just kill a clone callously like that. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, because I mean, and these are being written at the same time as these Clone Wars episodes that we're watching, where he's like buddies with all the clones, and you know, all that stuff is in the mind of these writers, even though it feels very removed from the Clone Wars cartoon. But like they are both going on at the same time,
Yeah.
in real life.
Man, is there a Clone Wars show that's like not the Republic Clone Wars, but it just shows them after Order 66, like from the Separatists, or I guess just the New Order like side?
Wait, what do you mean?
Like once Order 66 happens, I'm assuming the Clone Wars show. Well, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't even speculate here. I assume the show ends like when Order 66 happens. I assume there's like some tie-in connection, and then the show's over. I don't know.
Okay, I mean, well, it's not, it's a hard-ish answer, because and I won't spoil it, but we do get 5 seasons of the show, and then it gets canceled, and then we get one more season a few years later, and then one more season a few years later. So it's kind of like hard to say exactly that, but
Okay, yeah, I did forget that.
we say, it all takes place during the Clone Wars at the very least.
Okay.
So, but is there a show about like the transition period between the Republic and the Empire? Is that what you're asking?
For a second, I thought you gave something away there by saying like transition period between like Order 66 and the clones, and I was like, oh, it was like not everyone immediately like flipped to it.
No, I don't know.
Hmm.
There's a bunch of stuff that starts to take place between Revenge of the Sith and the first movie.
Okay, man, Star Wars is cool. They have a lot of like, at the point we're at, even like they have so much room to tell so many stories in like little pockets of like time within their universe they've created here.
Totally, it's awesome. And like, I don't know, that I think Rebels is a really good show because it is all new characters that are the main cast, which is like something we've talked about before that can kind of be an issue with using like the main movie characters in Clone Wars. Is like, well, we know that this person doesn't die, or we know that this person doesn't meet this person yet, or whatever. But in that one, it's like, yes, characters from the movies show up, but they're always kind of like a big guest star of the episode, and the main core is all new people that we don't know where they go off to or what happens to them or anything. So like, I think that's a strong choice, and we've talked about that before. Like Rex and Ahsoka and stuff can be that for this show. But yeah,
I guess I'm a little torn even thinking about it now what I was about to say because it's a little cameo-y, but I liked what Star Wars Outlaws did, where like you get like a couple glimpses of Vader in certain like moments or scenes as you're like passing through areas, and that feels like real and cool. Like,
well, that's cool. I mean, it's hard to not enjoy when Darth Vader shows up because he's just so awesome.
Yeah.
But also he was like going around to different planets during that time and like enforcing the, Imperial in those early days between the movies. Like,
yeah,
he was going around doing that stuff all the time. So it makes sense.
Just killing Jedi.
Yeah. I guess let's talk about the Mon Calamari episodes in a little more detail. or things we liked from them, things we didn't like. There's Riff Tamson, the shark guy.
Yeah, how do we feel about him?
I mean, character wise, nothing really special going on at all.
Yeah, he's not bad. He's just like a tool character,
Yeah, just like a heavy like enforcer evil guy, but I do think he's kind of intimidating as a villain. He does some scary, like badass stuff.
Ooh, my favorite like little moment from him of a badass thing he did, where also Ahsoka should have killed him. I half expected it. When they're
Mhm.
like in that little underwater transport tube and he's chasing them and they're like it's sort of a parallel chase.
Yeah.
They're like, we're safe inside the tomb.
It
It's
goes a little like horror movie moment for a
Yeah.
second. Yeah.
and like he breaks through it and like his neck is like encapsulated by like the sharp like shards of glass, it looks like.
Mm.
And he's like perfectly guillotined in there.
Yeah,
almost.
yeah, true.
And I was like, oh my god, Ahsoka, you have the perfect opportunity here.
Just like use the force to pull him down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, he was stuck there
Yeah,
too for a second.
you're right.
And I was like, oh my goodness. There was like a lot of moments in this episode. I know we talked about it before, and I often don't think of this, but there were a lot of moments in this episode, maybe because they were underwater, where I was like, why aren't you using the force? Like, it
Yeah.
would make a lot of sense. Like when Anakin is losing his helmet, it gets like knocked off, and there's which is actually to me one of the more successful moments of the episode. Like as he's struggling, trying to fight off people as his helmet's drifting away, and he's like trying to hold his breath. Like
Yeah,
that is high
yeah.
intense, like anxiety. I felt it a little bit,
For sure.
but then I was like, wait, why is he not? He's like reaching out like this, and I was like, oh yeah, he can use the force. But like in episode, he was just reaching out because like that's what you do when like I need to breathe,
Yeah.
I need that, but he wasn't using the force.
I'm trying to remember, like, because I thought about that too, and I also thought that like he was reaching his hand out to like pull it back to him. There's always the thing of like, well, he had a lot going on. He was trying to fight guys.
Yeah, maybe I missed it, and like he was doing that and got hit right before it like actually started pulling.
Could be. It also, I'm trying to remember if there was anything that would like totally counter this, but it could be the water. It could be because we're like, there's too much that we're in like physical contact with. But that doesn't really make sense because it's the air, it's the rock, it's the tree. So
To a certain degree, I could like say like, oh well, the water pressure is so much under
Yeah.
there that it would take a little bit more force exertion to like pull it there.
but he does actually explode the scaffolding of a building and take it down with the force. I forgot about that. So
Yeah.
I guess never mind.
Which also, man, I forget. At one point in these episodes too, he was like, Anakin was chasing someone who's like trying to get away. It may have been Tam or whatever his name is.
Biff Tannen.
Yeah, like there's a little run sequence. Anakin's chasing after them. They hop in their ship. Does that ring a bell? Anakin's done it like 100 times in these episodes.
Oh, I think it's in the Gungan one.
Oh,
where
is it?
The guy who
Oh yeah,
gave the
little mystic
necklace
guy.
to the guy. Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess that's not the underwater episode. But still, my point is
Well, they're
like,
underwater in that part too.
oh, they
so-
were okay.
yeah.
Yes, okay. That's why I'm thinking of it because I remember him like flying out of water.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm like, Anakin, I've seen you chase after people who just hop in a ship so many times and just they get away so quick. And then
Yeah.
you just like are like, and sometimes you try to jump on the ship, which also like almost never works. And I was like, okay, what's he gonna do here? But he just like kind of watches it leave. But I'm like, man, he's never that far from these people where he can't be like, I'd be using my force abilities to rip out like electrical wiring from the
Yeah.
walls and whatnot, try and trip people up however I can. If your ship's trying to get away, I might not be strong enough to like pull, like later Vader pull down your whole ship, you know?
Mhm.
But I'm gonna try and like take out
Later
whatever
Vader. That's
like-
what
you like
everybody
that?
says when they're escaping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like to pull like propulsion out of the ship or something.
Yeah.
You know?
I didn't even think about that. That like, it's still made up of individual pieces that you could probably interact
Yeah.
with. But that's a good point. I mean, yeah, totally. They should be able to do that.
I just like am calling it out because they love doing that little.
Oh, it
sequence.
happens so much.
It's
You're
like
right.
kind of crazy. It's
Yeah.
like one of their tropes almost now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, then I guess there's that thing of like, the bad guys are usually just gonna get away because they got to come back again later for
Yeah.
stuff like comic books. But
I guess
uh,
Anakin could like feasibly kill them if he like really tried.
yeah, just crush the cockpit into like a little ball.
That'd
Yeah.
be pretty cool.
It would be cool.
I mean, they took down Aura's ship like pretty callously.
Yeah, you're right.
They were like, she's dead. They thought she was dead.
Yeah, and they were like, "All right, peace."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there definitely is just like inconsistency in tone between episodes and like the rules of the world sometimes.
Yeah.
Uh, I did like seeing Kit Fisto without his shirt on for a really long period of time.
Yeah.
I also just like hearing him talk, seeing him be around.
He was
be
in it a lot.
involved. Yeah, I mean, this is the most Kit Fisto we've gotten the whole show. Which is, I mean, he's fun for sure. He didn't really do anything too special or
nothing memorable, but he has like one-liners every now and then. They're like little, not, I wouldn't call them one-liners. He joins the conversation every now and then.
And he did hit an iconic smile. Kit Fisto, famous for his smile.
Okay.
When he launches like the little like submarine jet ski thing that they're like riding around on into the bottom of the jellyfish thing. He's smiling. He gets a big smile.
Okay,
there.
nice.
So
nice.
That's nice to see.
They did a little Admiral Akbar, like it's a trap call out too with one of the lines. I forget what they made it, but he said it exactly like he was like, "It's a whatever."
Oh, really?
Yeah,
like
an ambush or something like that.
I was honestly I was thinking about that during the episode. Like, are they gonna have him say it's a trap? No, that'd be too much. But
I think they were trying to homage it.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right. The battles are just like not super interesting to watch in this one because it is just like two grids of people like going at each other with no terrain or anything. It's just water, and then also they have weird like little sticks that shoot lasers.
Yeah,
I do like the design of the aqua droids though. Those are cool. Just the underwater.
Oh, okay, so I thought you meant the like jellyfish.
Oh, those
electrical things.
Well, I do like the squid, like the orange squid things that they have.
Orange squid things. Oh, like
the ones that like started making tornadoes.
Yeah. By the way, a lot of there were some clone trooper deaths in this too that were like a little gnarly. Like one of them gets electrocuted by that thing, and it's just like you see him like limp out.
Yeah. One gets pulled off into the vortex and presumably gets like chopped up in the propeller or something. Yeah. That I did like the visuals of that when everybody was like kind of freaking out in the whirlwind, and then like you would see clone troopers flying around, and then Ahsoka like pull up and be like, okay, what's going on? And then Kit Fisto got surrounded and had a little one-on-one with Riff Tannen. That was cool.
Yeah.
Tamsin.
It would be cool if they... I was thinking this during the episode too, like, man, you'd think there'd be some like unique underwater warfare stuff you could come up with here.
Yeah.
And I don't have like, I didn't think about it too long. I don't have a firm answer, but I was like, even like, I don't know how oil separates in water. Like, is there no substance that is like poisonous, or you can like blockade off an area with it or something?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was hoping we'd see some cooler like strategic water warfare type stuff going on in this one.
Me too. The larger scale battles were really just kind of like two groups charging at each other without much like tactics going on.
And like even the shark guy, he's like not that intimidating when you see his like little feet kicking and something.
Yes, yeah. I did like how when he would talk, he would have like a roar at the end sometimes. That was kind of cool. But it was also like, I get that maybe conceptually it seems cool for him to like bite Padme's helmet to make it start filling up with water, but it looked very silly.
Yeah.
Also, those eel cages that Anakin and Kit Fisto were in, I don't know, what kind of weird. But
I feel like I could just get out if I was Anakin, but
just go down.
Yeah.
Right?
Man, Anakin gets caught back to back in these episodes. And he gets tortured back to back in these episodes.
Come on, man. Thought you were the chosen one.
Yeah.
I will say my favorite part about the episodes, I think this is in the first one, and it's very brief, but the moment where they come up from the water and they show Ahsoka and Kit Fisto coming in with the clone troopers, and Ahsoka is in one of the gunships just like skimming right above the water, holding on with the door open and like looking out.
Yeah.
I was like, this looks incredible. Like the visuals of just that little sequence were so good. And them like diving down and everything. I'm like, that and it was like sunset and all orange up there and everything. It was like really, really nice looking.
Yeah, maybe that is like a distinction also. Like because this episode I don't think like looked the best either. And maybe it's just because like underwater
Yeah.
effects are harder and like the lighting's supposed to be different down there and they weren't doing it differently. So like I don't know.
Yeah, it's just kind of looked like all murky and stuff. I was about to say that earlier too. It's like kind of ambitious for them to want to do like 3 full underwater episodes. I don't know if it paid off. It ends up being kind of boring and like slow paced, but
I guess they're trying it for the season 4 opener. That would make
Yeah.
sense.
yeah. I mean, you know, we've heard them talk about just getting excited over the efficiency of their animation and being able to try new things in that realm. So
Mhm.
maybe it was that. I didn't get the chance to watch the little behind the scenes featurettes of these episodes, which I usually do.
Yeah, you didn't even like watch one of the episodes.
Well,
So, boom, slam dunk. Don't usually get to do them, so sorry.
yeah, you're correct. I have no defense. Let me see if I got
That boy king's gonna drown the calamari people. What a mess.
Yes, you're right. So Gungan's getting manipulated in this sequence of episodes too, because they get
Yeah.
called upon to go help. Literally, Yoda shows up in the Gungan throne room on the hologram and is like, "Hey, like, you need to go help the Republic on this conflict that has nothing to do with you and your people. We just need some help." It's like, okay, I mean, there's maybe some justification you could give of like, oh, it's a close by system. If the Separatists take over this planet, yours might be next.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But really, they just say that it's because like Padme is there and she helped you guys in the past, and the leader guy is like, no, I can't send my people. Thousands of Gungans will die.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to do that. And then Jar Jar is like, no, we have to do it because it's Padme.
Yeah.
It's our friend.
And the leader's immediately like,
You're
Jar Jar is right.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I think I texted you about that moment
Yeah.
because it's like truly such a stupid moment in that episode and so quick too. It's like to me, it's like I don't know. It's one thing to do a scene where like you do a disservice to characters or like something you've created within your universe, but to do one like a flash of it is
Mhm.
worse to me. It's
Yeah,
like you
25 seconds
yeah.
of deliberation.
It's like in such little time you've like made the entire Gungan race look like such morons. Not that they were like in such a great place to start, you know, from what you've shown us in the movies, but like I kind of believe they had a functioning government system that wasn't run by complete idiots who are just like, you know, okay, yes, no, or like with no deliberation or thought.
I thought it was supposed to be that like Jar Jar is the stupid one. All the rest of them are like pretty smart and normal.
He's the respected smart one, it seems.
Yeah, which is crazy. But then Yoda, they cut to Yoda like smiling afterwards, like, yeah, I got these stupid idiots to do what I want. They're easy to manipulate. Like,
Yoda has the Gungans on a short leash.
yeah.
And the Wookiees on a long one.
My favorite. Oh yeah, they're always capturing people when they should just fucking kill them. Like they have Kit Fisto surrounded by like 8 droids, and then in the next shot you see him getting like carried away unconscious.
Yeah.
It's like just kill him. You were going to kill him during the fight.
Dude, I thought the same. Yes, yeah, exactly. And it's like we know you have like no qualms about killing. You're like trying to kill the boy king.
Yeah, and you guys all kill prisoners all the time and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So it's not like oh, he's unarmed or we have him beaten, so now we can't do it.
Like, are you worried about the Jedi's bringing down their force upon you? Like, you're already in the thick of it with them.
They brought clones.
Yeah.
And then they do try to justify it by saying like, well, we are gonna interrogate you guys to tell us where the prince is, but like, you don't need 4 prisoners for that.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I would need 4 because I'd kill the first 3.
well, that's what I'm saying. You kill 3 of them.
Yes,
in
true.
front of one of them.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, you have the Jedi. Like, kill the Jedi when you have the opportunity.
Yeah.
Like, maybe take Padme as a prisoner. She's probably not gonna like take down your whole army, but like a Jedi. I mean, we saw Anakin like explode a building earlier. Like, you have the chance to kill these guys, you should do it.
Yeah, an unconscious Jedi that you just like beat in a fight, and you're not gonna slit his freaking throat right there.
100%. They're the bad guys. So
Yeah.
don't put them in that situation if you don't want them to get killed.
Also, come on, let Kit Fisto kick this guy's ass. What are we
seriously.
doing?
I know. I was really hoping that we would actually get a final confrontation between him and Kit Fisto, but no, Prince Lee Char got to explode his head off.
Kind of cool though, seeing his like shark skull floating
Yes.
in the water and the bits and chunks afterwards, because they
Totally agree.
they do some great stuff in the show of like being really brutal without directly showing you the brutality.
Mhm.
And I thought that was like a pretty clever way to do it, where it immediately like pans away from all that, so you're only on the Boy King. Sorry, I keep forgetting his name. It's like a Lee Char or something.
Lee Char.
Yeah, Lee Char. And yeah, like I said, you just see like first you start to see the like skin debris just floating
Mhm.
by. It's so cool. I really like the moment actually. And then the head just sort of comes by, the skull of it.
And you're right that they do a good job of like still showing the brutality without having to like break the TV PG rating or whatever, because when they show the skull, they keep it fixed on camera like that, but the background is changing behind it, so you can see that it's like rotating and falling in the water,
Yeah.
but the camera just stays like right past the actual like severed line or whatever.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that a lot. And right before that is one of my other favorite moments when Riff Tamsin kills like 6 clone troopers with the little explosive knives. Like,
Yeah.
that was cool.
Yeah, those were cool underwater actually.
Yeah. That was a good little underwater warfare type thing. But yeah, they're just kind of fine.
Lee Char avenged his father's death.
Yes, he knew that one Quarren guy was friends with him, because at the beginning he said, "Hey, I'm actually sorry for your loss."
Yeah, I actually liked your father.
All right, bye.
Yeah.
And we're gonna try and enslave your people real quick.
Coward.
Yeah.
But I'd topple the monarchy too if I had my opportunity.
Yeah. I mean, the Jedi, I don't know, or not the Jedi, but the Republic, it's so just like, I don't know. I guess it's very real that whenever there is some kind of power structure in a country that we don't like, we will just either dismantle it to create chaos, or if there's chaos going on, go in and just say, this is the person that actually is supposed to lead now.
Yeah.
Pretty real thing that happens.
You think in the Star Wars universe, though, with space and like distance, you could just like mess up a country's system and leave and not have to interject yourself further in it. But I guess since there's a big, massive intergalactic war going on,
yeah, they
feel
still
the
care
need.
about like having allies and stuff. But there are those planets that the Republic just like pays no attention to that are way out there, you know.
Must be nice not to be on the radar of either Separatist or Republic.
Yeah, for real. And we oftentimes see planets that are not on the radar and then get drawn into it because Jedi crash land there or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like the Separatists are going to be in your nearby space. We need to set up camp on your planet.
No, that will bring the war here. No, it won't. And
The war is coming anyway.
Just be ready for it.
For you. They're coming for you.
So you have to arm yourselves. I know you're a peaceful people. Get ready to fight.
We can teach you how to fight. And let's do another teaching like a peaceful farming people how to fight montage.
They love it.
Yeah.
They love doing it.
You're agriculturist, pick up your rakes. They can be spears.
Oh, and that's a good thing. That's
Yeah.
a good thing. I don't know, man. I guess peace is a privilege.
True. Well, that could be a little opening to one of the episodes.
True. Yeah, that would be a hard political stance for them to take. But it's not necessarily wrong.
I was gonna say it's true though.
It is true. I mean, as much as it sucks, like they're usually right when they say that the war is coming anyway, and you should be ready and defend yourselves. Like,
Yeah.
it's fucked up because of all these peaceful civilizations that get ravaged by the war from one side or the other. But generally, like once the Jedi are telling them, like, "Hey, you guys actually have to fight," like they are right, even though it's bad.
I guess the show's never gonna paint the Jedi like incorrect in that regard because
Yeah.
it would be saying like the narrative like touch points of this episode are incorrect.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I guess
Could be interesting.
Yeah, I do think they've done that a couple times actually, where it's like the Jedi are doing something you're supposed to know that it's not quite right. So I don't know. I take that back. It's complicated.
Yeah, and I mean even the clones themselves, we've talked about it many times. They're just slave soldiers that have zero life outside of the war and are
Yeah, who's the sad guy that's just like their janitor? What's his number? He's like
99.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess speaking of clones that didn't want to fight, we could talk about the Blood Ties comic if you'd like.
Yeah. Coolest Jango Fett thing I've taken a look at so far, I think.
Yeah. I really do like the way he's characterized in the Bounty Hunter video game as well.
Okay, yeah.
But I agree, this is pretty strong. A little bit too many like one-linery type of lines from him and Boba in
I
this.
kind of liked it. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe it was just the art style. I was like feeling it all put together.
Yeah.
But even those like they were just like cool to me. They were like and hey, maybe just different reads here. They were the effortlessly cool like type bounty hunters that they've been trying to emulate in all those past comics we've read, and like kind of really failed with Boba Fett for the most part. For here, to me, Jango Fett and like him teaching Boba stuff was pretty cool, except for from the stupid like opening with him being like, "Go get the tooth of that thing."
Yeah,
I think that's dumb.
Yeah. I mean, it's something that I feel like I've seen a million times in like these similar kind of character dynamics and stuff, where it's like the mentor is really tough on you, but he's actually right.
That's fine, but to me the issue was like I don't know what the beast was called. Do you remember its name?
No.
Probably made it up for this story.
Yeah.
Some like giant like think of 4 Rancors put together type monster.
It looked like a dragon.
Yeah. And I guess like to teach Jango Fett something about fear or something like that. He has him like fight it alone and pull a tooth from it, and you don't actually see that fight.
Yeah, that sucked. That there was like a whole page of Django just coming out of the cave and landing.
So it's a little unbelievable too, because like Django's then like, well, you'll never be afraid now. You fought like the toughest, scariest thing in the galaxy, which like one super declarative statement. I assume we don't know everything about all these planets and everything out there.
For sure.
And 2, I feel like, I don't know, seeing him do that, or I guess we didn't see him do that, happening like immediately, it rings so weird. I was like, Boba Fett can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, that part of it was strange to me, but I don't know. Maybe he's been so rigorously trained from the time he was like able to walk that maybe he can do stuff like that at that point.
I guess.
But I agree, it was kind of crazy how he was like, well, now there's nothing to be scared of.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, like, I'm sorry, but like Darth Vader is scarier than that monster.
Yeah, truly. Like, not that I don't know the level of consciousness that this is Star Wars, so it could be like very sentient, but like the ones who can like sort of plan out and know they're committing evil acts are a little scarier.
Totally. Oh yeah, but what I was going to say earlier about the Boba Fett and Mace Windu fight in the movie is it's really cool because Jango Fett rather uses like 2 like double pistols in everything we see him in, and that's how he can like fight Jedi, is because he can like overwhelm them and make them always be on defense by shooting 2 things at the same time on them. In the movie, he gets the one gun knocked out of his hand so that when he's on the ground and Mace Windu's coming at him, he just has one. Yeah. So Mace Windu can block all of them really easily and then come up.
He looks pretty pathetic dying in that movie, to be honest. It's like not a close fight.
No. It's like, damn, I guess without your 2 guns, you're no good. But, so this comic is essentially about Boba Fett getting a bounty for it's a parallel between like young Boba Fett and and older Boba Fett, like probably before the original movies still, but fully fledged Boba Fett. And there's this thing where in the past, Django was told by Count Dooku to kill this guy. Turns out that guy was a clone, and there's kind of pretty interesting stuff going on when Django confronts the clone and is like, the clone's like, "Oh, never had to like shoot yourself, huh?"
Mm-hmm.
And Django's like, "Oh, I don't feel any remorse at all," and he kills him. Then that guy actually has a son with someone, and so Django Fett feels guilty and has been sending that son money for a long time. And then later in adulthood, Boba Fett gets a bounty for that son. So there's a whole thing about like them kind of having to come to terms with who they are as people. You know, there's all this like, you're not even a real son, you're a product, you're created in a lab.
And the son's name, by the way, is like one of the funniest Star Wars names I think we've had so far. It's just Connor Freeman.
Oh yeah,
it's like kind of a normal dude's name.
Yeah. Oh yeah, when she says Freeman too, Django Fett's like, "Huh, Freeman."
Yeah. Nice.
Oh, actually, I get it.
It's kind of like the clones are not Freeman.
So now that he's deserted, he's like a free man.
Second deserting clone to have a kid, though, right?
Yep. I guess the first one we saw in the show, those are like adopted kids because they were like aliens. But
I don't know. Were they adopted?
Because his wife was like a Twi'lek, right?
Yeah.
And the kids were Twi'leks.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the dominant set of genes.
I think we talked about this at the time because and I guess I still am, I just assumed they were his kids.
But they were probably too old.
Yeah, you're right. They probably were just adopted. Wow.
Because they were more than like 4 years old, you know?
They were like speaking intelligibly.
So.
Although who knows how they develop on other species.
That's true. We
can't use our sort of human knowledge of standard life cycle.
That's very true. A lot of characters are 500 years old.
And Grogu. I mean, what? Grogu's like 40, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't remember exactly, but yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Slam dunk.
So
there you go.
So I guess these are up in the air. Yeah, so like you mentioned, the real thing that makes this worth reading to me, other than like some pretty interesting stuff that they never quite get like super deep on, but I do just like them like contextualizing that, like, oh yeah, Boba Fett is a clone. Like, we don't really talk about that much. They drew attention to it in an interesting way.
I always forget.
Yeah. I mean, the show usually forgets. That's why the episodes of him like blending in with all the clone cadets is pretty cool, I think.
And him calling like Jango Fett father all the time. I know, like, it's because but it just makes me think like, oh, he's his son. He's his biological son.
Totally. But the artwork is really the main selling point for this. This is Chris Scalf doing the art here. Colors, pencils, inks, I mean, it's painted, so I guess it's probably not pencils.
Yeah, Django looks so good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And Tom Taylor is the writer, but
oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
You know, very famous for DC stuff mostly is what I associate him with.
Yeah.
I know he's done some Marvel stuff too, but he did like Deceased, their zombies thing.
Mm-hmm.
Did Nightwing, ton of stuff.
Yeah, I think this is my first thing I've read of him. Probably. I know him as a DC guy. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's totally. What did he do at Marvel? Like, I just read something recently. Like maybe some like X-23 comic or something from like 2014 or something like that. But,
oh, maybe I read it then. Who knows?
I forget though. Yeah, but it's kind of just a showcase for, other than the character stuff we've talked about, there's a lot of moments that are just a showcase for some awesome, like, very beautifully painted combat artwork. Boba Fett, you know, gets to use every single one of his weapons against the League of Bounty Hunters, which is like a pretty fun little running thing where they keep getting small and they're like, how can you call yourself a league when it's just two people? And then that guy's like, the League will never die.
Yeah.
I like fundamentalist characters like that are kind of comic relief. Like,
Yeah, I just thought it was like a funny joke
Yeah.
in there. I like towards the end. There's just two guys in the League.
Mhm.
That's good. There
but-
is a bit of like sloppy writing, I guess, in this now that I think about it though, because like the beginning, I think that part doesn't ring necessarily true or like, I guess, realistic to me. Even though that's the wrong word to use here. But also, there's another moment I'm forgetting too, where I was, it's like when Django actually finds out, or sorry, I'm gonna mix them up so much. When Boba Fett actually finds out that Django has like an inheritance set up
mhm.
for Connor Freeman, he learns it from like a banker that he's getting the bounty from.
Yeah.
Just like thought it was such a sloppy way to like deliver him the expositional news that he needed, because like the banker was like, I thought you don't want this one because he's got ties to your father or something. And then Boba's like, what? He's like, oh, I thought you knew. Sorry, I won't say anything more.
Yeah,
And Boba's like, tell me.
I agree. That was weird.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be a lot easier to answer your questions if I wasn't scared for my life. Okay. Yeah, I agree. It could have just been like, hey, go take this bounty, and then he finds out about all of it. But I do love them getting away. Like, I kind of like the thing of like, oh, I got all these guns and a rancor behind me, but in front of me is like a psychopath, which is like much more dangerous than all of that stuff.
Mhm.
Which is kind of speaking to what we're saying about how that monster thing that he gets the tooth from is probably not the scariest thing around, when like people are much more capable of like doing evil things.
Yeah.
But the actual escape is pretty fun. I like the so Connor Freeman is wanted from this crazy criminal guy because he beat him at Sabak and he wants money or whatever.
Yeah. And he also, I think it's funny because Connor Freeman like put up all the inheritance in that Sabak game, so he's just like a degenerate gambler kind of.
He tried, yeah. They even try to like justify it too, where Boba Fett's like, "Wow, what a way to remember your father's legacy. Just gamble it all away."
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, I wanted to use it to make it and
it
double it." And it's like, "No, don't do
So
that."
dumb.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm gonna do when I get my inheritance. I'm gonna, in honor of my parents, I'm gonna take whatever they
put it
left
all
me.
on black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like one such a silly justification. And then two, I also thought it was really funny, like within the Sabak game that he played, he said like once he won, they immediately started attacking him basically, so he didn't collect the credits.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't collect the credits that he put in, didn't collect his winning credits, and then the dude still was like, you owe me the whole pot.
Yeah.
So he owed like double, basically.
Mm-hmm. Even though, yeah, I mean, and I guess it's just like, well, that guy's crazy, and he's really, I guess, because Boba Fett offers to pay all of it, and he's like, no, it's not about that. I just want to kill this guy because he embarrassed me. But then that's when a nice moment, I think, was when Connor Freeman is like, hey, Boba Fett, I put a bounty on this guy. Here, 3 credits. And Boba Fett's like, I accept.
Yeah.
That's
like, he'll never take that. Why would Boba Fett waste time?
Yeah.
But Boba Fett always collects.
Yeah, and you don't know that they have a little special relationship. But them escaping, the action sequencing of it and the artwork is really fun. I think him like making the Rancor angry to kill all the other people, and then him strapping the jetpack onto the last guy of the Bounty Hunter Guild and flying it into the Rancor's mouth, like, awesome.
Yeah, I agree. Super cool. It looked great. Well, the whole thing looks great. So
yeah,
but just like the perspective of that scene is also really fun, I think.
Oh yeah, totally. And yeah, just the Boba Fett armor looks so damn good in this style.
Yeah, I will say I called out Jango Fett looking really cool just because, like, I guess I've seen less Jango Fett, and this is like one of the coolest illustrations we've gotten of him.
True.
Boba Fett looked super cool too.
Yeah,
of course, he always does.
I mean, what a this, we are mentioning, this kind of fulfills the promise that a lot of comics try to do of making them like these super like stoic badass guys that can get out of any situation, and
they feel unkillable in this.
Yes, they do feel truly like invincible.
Mm-hmm. Like they're mythologized within the bounty hunters like zeitgeist.
Yeah, it's almost like it's almost like when we see them take on the League of the Bounty Hunters, it's almost like a tall tale the way it happens, where it's like, yeah, and like 20 guys surrounded him, but he brought his flamethrower out. And
Yeah, right.
yeah, but it's like, no, actually, it was.
Actually, that was a really badass moment that like exemplifies the cool badassery that I'm talking about. Where like Boba Fett, they're like, put your blaster down. He's like, okay, but I don't need a blaster to take care of you guys.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And he just like checks off all his little weapons in that
Yeah.
sequence, which is really great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure he stabs out the eyeball of the bounty hunter League of Bounty Hunters guy, who already has like the red eye patch and one regular eye.
Oh, did he?
I think he like stabs his eyeball out with the hook on the end of the like vibra whip thing.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty badass. Yeah, I mean, man, we've already said it, but the artwork is like truly exceptional.
And sometimes artwork like that is so like in that realism style in sequential art sometimes loses like some oomph and like character in it. But I thought
just
this
pacing and stuff.
they did a great job. Like
Yeah.
they actually that Jeff's kiss really good.
Totally, yeah, 100%. There is a sequel series to this that is also about Boba Fett that also has Chris Scarf doing the art. Scalf? I don't want to say that wrong.
Do Boba and
Scalp.
Aura Singh continue to hang out in the future? I'd like to see them like doing some stuff together in comics or whatnot.
In the show, and we get more of that in the Clone Wars show.
Yeah, but that's baby Boba with Mother Aura.
Yes, true. I don't know.
Oh, don't tell me she dies.
I don't remember.
I like her a lot.
I don't remember, honestly. But if you read the little thing at the very beginning of the first issue of Blood Ties, this is kind of interesting. They say Blood Ties is going to be a new Star Wars series focusing on familial relations between generations, connecting, blah, 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 and all that. And I was reading that like, oh, wow, it's interesting, because there is a lot of that, actually. There are no Blood Ties comics other than the two Boba Fett miniseries.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So they had like an ambitious idea. And
Yeah.
like, actually, probably doesn't. We can't really do it with anyone else. No ideas.
Yep.
Could have done the Sunrider Legacy. See what Nomi's ancestors are up to.
Yeah, Nomi and Vima, and yeah, I don't know. I guess we never knew if Vima had children. She was a child when we saw her.
Yeah, I guess I was thinking like, well, a Jedi has to procreate to make more Jedi, but that's not like how they do it. They just find people who are in touch with the Force.
Yeah, I guess your parents don't have to be Force sensitive for you to be.
Is there like an expectation though that you would be if you had two Force sensitive, like two Jedis as your parents?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
So you can like, eugenics a super Jedi.
Yeah, I guess they try to do that with cloning and stuff. But I know, there could be some interesting story about like a Sith master and apprentice that are in love with each other and try to like create a super Sith baby or something.
Like Boss Baby, but Super Sith Baby. That'd be kind of cool.
We could get Alec Baldwin to do it.
Yeah, is he still doing acting stuff, or is he like kind of just depressed now?
I think he would be really excited to get a call to work on something.
Yeah, I won't make any. Well, okay.
You can get him. You can get him.
You can?
No, you can.
I don't. The only phone call I've heard of him is like a voice message where he's been really, really mean. So.
Him calling his daughter Piggy.
Yeah. So I don't want to talk on the phone with that man.
Like saying she's like a slut and stuff.
And she's like, she was like a kid, right?
She was like 14. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's truly. It's like he's talking to his like girlfriend who he's abusive with.
Yes.
Like.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah. Saying stuff about how she like took the car and blah blah blah. So maybe she was like 16, but still.
Yeah. Or 15 with the learner's permit.
True. But then, that actually would be very justified for him to yell at her because she doesn't have a parent in the car.
That's true. You're right. So he was actually kind of right in that whole situation.
Yeah.
Who would you cast Alec Baldwin at? No, sorry.
In Star Wars?
Yeah, like
if
Clone
I could
Wars
recast
character. No, not recast. Like
like
Clone
a
Wars
new
character who has
character.
not been in like the show yet. Because I
Okay.
think I saw like Embo is gonna be in this new Mandalorian movie. Is that
Yep,
what I saw?
yep.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, okay. So like a animated character coming to live action.
Yes.
Yeah. Um, they've almost got everyone already, but let's see.
Sure. That is there an Avengers live action?
Ooh, no, I don't think so.
He could do her.
Yeah, Ventress.
Yeah. Do a little Glenn Ross type speech as Ventress.
Yeah, and what would that look like? He could be Savage Opress.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
So then the last thing I guess we can talk about is
Sorry, I'm still trying to like make a Glenn get because there's something with like AIDA, attention, interest, in action. GEDI. Just gotta make one for Jedi.
JEDI.
Yeah. Yeah.
J.
Yeah,
Starts with
okay,
J.
yes, sorry, I know to spell Jedi.
I've never seen Glenn Ross,
Okay.
but I know that he's like a lawyer.
Holy shit. No, he's not a lawyer. They're like real estate salesmen.
Okay.
They're salesmen. It's like a sales movie.
Gotcha.
But I'm sure you know like about his role in that movie.
I just know that he's in that movie.
Okay, so I like love that movie. I don't love so much. I think it's a good movie, but I love his role in that movie. He's only in it like the first scene or the second scene. He's in it for like 5-10 minutes. Delivers like a speech that like really is supposed to rouse them up. And it's so good. And for years, I got the wrong message from that speech, and I was like, "Yeah, this is like super inspirational. I should like take the mindset and mentality that he said in that speech and like apply it to my everyday life."
Like a Jordan Belfort type thing.
Yes, yeah. It's like nothing else matters in life, but like selling. Like you gotta sell this shit or die.
Yeah,
like I'm
yeah.
like, but it's an awesome scene.
Man, well, you're definitely not alone in that, and a lot of people much older and more mature probably had the same reaction to you whenever you watched it.
I have a poster even like that a girlfriend gave me when I was younger that has like he holds up 2 brass balls. Like one of those clacker things. He's like, you gotta have brass balls to sell real shit. A little poster.
That really spoke to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I kind of, it's like, I bring a brass balls kind of attitude to everything I do.
Yeah, I feel it. I mean, when Ryan walks in the room, I shut up and listen.
Dude, I had to tell some old lady being rude to a service worker off the other day. And I felt no chills or awkwardness about it. I said, that's an injustice I'm seeing in the world. Hey, be nicer to her.
That's big of you. I am so conflict avoidant that I would never do that.
Dude, I
mean, if someone was in trouble or something, of course I hope to think that I would step in, but
I like to like I feel like I think I was talking to Andy about this. I told him like the time I in that subway like encountered that homeless guy. I think I told you about this with like blood covered knuckles.
And you were like, you can't do that. You can't ask for my sandwich. Or whatever.
And Andy was like a little shocked that like I gave any pussy to that guy.
Yeah.
Which so I guess like it seems against character, but I will like always do stuff like that. Like, I think I told you before, like my mom got so mad at me for intervening like last year when there was like, a couple fighting, like a domestic issue, like right near my place, and like the guy like chucked a phone at the girl's face.
Oh,
and like her face was bleeding, like she screamed and like.
Oh yeah, I remember this. Yeah.
So,
I definitely would. Yeah.
Yeah, whenever like got called the cops and everything, and
sure.
like, tried to have them not be at each other. But I mean, I wasn't doing anything. They were already kind of not fighting, But my mom was like so mad at me because like she's like, you should not get involved in other people's business like that. Like I had a uncle who like died that way in Mexico, like trying to get involved in something, and then like the people came and they hunted him down and killed him. So like, and she's like a very worst case scenario person, so we'll think like that. And so like
that is scary though.
Yeah, so I told her about like me saying this to this lady, and she like goes down the same like sort of rabbit hole. She's like, well, someone else could have heard you. Like, I don't care if it's like an old lady. Like, what if she has a gun or something? Blah blah blah. But hey, man, I'm not even like. I just can't stop sometimes. Like I have to say something, and I'm like, this is against like all good judgment because like things could go bad here. Like there could be another dude in this. There's a Carl's Jr. that like gets pissy at me for being like maybe he thinks I'm being rude to this lady by telling her she's being rude.
Yeah,
And then-
true. Just, I mean, people are so crazy too. You never know what's gonna like set someone off to like get scary.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that's like in general like a good instinct to have, and obviously, yeah, I guess there are times where it could be dangerous or get you in trouble, but you're kind of like a superhero.
I don't mean to preach, don't mean to get on my soapbox, but I told my mom, I was like, I know I'm being like annoying, being like this to a certain degree, but like truly, if everyone was like a little bit like that and called people out on their shit in public, and especially when they're being rude to service workers, I feel like we'd have no one being rude to service workers like that anymore.
Yeah, I do. I think you're right. I mean, yeah, I get too like scared most of the time to do stuff like that, but I don't think that it's wrong to do.
Yeah.
All right, we got one more thing to talk about.
Yeah, which was also cool.
Yes. We've got Purge, Seconds to Die. This is written by John Ostrander, who has written a ton of Star Wars comics at this point. He wrote the Republic series that we didn't read, other stuff.
Dude, I'm seconds to die. It's so hot in here.
Yeah. Well, maybe if you kind of just compress all your life into one little bubble, you won't be focused on your physical world and you'll die in peace.
Die?
Well, you said you're seconds from dying.
True, yeah.
I
I was hoping you'd have a solution where I like can maybe just thermoregulate or something.
Yeah, I could get you some ice or something.
Oh, nice.
But not until we finish the episode.
I know you don't want me clinking my glass and whatnot. That's the big reason. Well, give me away. He said today, no water or ice until we finish. So
That's not true. That's
I
not
said,
true.
but just the water in the glass wouldn't be. He said, no.
Because you're going to slam it on the table.
Yeah. I have hit this like a couple of times already this episode.
Whatever. I'm used to it at this point.
Just throw warp stabilizer on the video.
I don't care about the video. I care about the bonks and the audio.
Okay, gosh. Sorry that you're gonna hit me.
No, my instinct was to like snap one of your fingers.
Gosh. Oh.
So anyway, this is about Sha Kun, Plo Koon's niece.
Right, I forgot she was not just a member of his race, but related to him.
Yeah, he's her uncle.
He's a telepath, which is a cool little Jedi thing, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I guess they all have like a certain extent of telepathy or the ability to like pick up feelings from people, or obviously mind trick and stuff.
Yeah,
but I guess there are others that are like more gifted at that aspect of it. Or something.
I would like that to be my like Jedi specialization. Is there one that you've honed in on over the years that you'd be like, yeah, that's what I'd focus on if I had the Force ability?
So you would be like a battle meditation type, like.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Probably. Well, I guess this goes along with the mental influence, but I was gonna say like animal connection.
That's like does feel like a subcategory though, like it's anything.
But lightsaber combat, right?
Dude, if I had a fight style I could like pull off from the Star Wars mythos, I like Dooku's a lot.
Oh yeah,
like he's like it's pretty elegant.
Yeah, it's like flared out like that, and it's just defense.
Always dodging too, like so effortless. It's like sidestepping every move.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
I love his style. I do love Ahsoka's style that we really now are seeing her double lightsabers in full force. One of them shorter and more yellow than the other one. Pretty cool.
Anakin's good too.
Oh yeah, I love. Yeah, I mean even non-pissed off Vader Anakin, he's just so good.
How would you like say Obi's style is? Like, oh yeah, I guess he does that.
They all have names, like Ataru and Vapad and stuff like this.
In movement though, is Obi-Wan like? I guess he's more defensive.
Yeah, generally, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Also, that's cool. They have names for that because they're like you would have names for normal sword stances, I guess, but it's cool to like make your own sci-fi Star Wars names for them too.
I think there are like 5 or 6 like defined like lightsaber forms of combat. But yeah, this one is kind of just about this Jedi, but the structure of the book is that she is, we don't find this out till the end, but she's been killed by Darth Vader, and she's kind of having this thing of like flashing back and flashing forward and going to the present, and there's all this stuff of like this happening, no, that was later, this is now, whatever stuff. That's
Yeah, it's
pretty.
kind of like her life flashing before her eyes type thing they were going for.
Mhm.
It's cool.
And then she sees at the end a future vision of everything, which is pretty cool the way that plays out, where when Vader goes back to Palpatine, he's like, I don't know, it was just weird. Like, she was at peace when she died, so she must have like seen something.
Yeah, I guess them calling it out specifically, like for her being at peace there, ruins what I was about to say. Kind of thinking about, I was like, oh, maybe they're giving us a little morsel of like, we can feel good about the Jedi's dying, not good, but like a little better about the Jedi's dying because maybe in their final moments they too saw like the vision of how it all plays out in the future, and that the
Yeah.
Order does survive this.
Yeah, yeah.
But I guess her ability sort of just let her see that.
It could be that. But you know, Jedi, lots of other Jedi have future visions, so it's probably not just her.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, this is just like, I don't know. There's not really any like huge new takeaway from this or anything. I just think it's like a high quality little standalone issue. We do get to see. Oh, I mean, it's interesting that she has a Padawan that gets killed in a skirmish of the Clone Wars, and she decides to like conscientious object from that point on.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I guess we haven't really seen Jedi talking about that yet. So that was kind of a new little wrinkle that I thought was cool. She's like, I refuse to go back out into combat for this pointless thing that we're doing.
Yeah, that was cool. There was also a funny moment in there, and we talked about this a little bit over text, but with Jocasta being like talking and saying like, hey, you know, like, who knows how things are going to end up, because back in the day, like, Count Dooku to me was the pinnacle of Jedi. Like, he was up there, and I guess anything can happen, but at least we have like Skywalker now. Like, he's kind of an awesome Jedi too. And then literally like the next page is Anakin coming in,
killing
like,
her.
Yes, and he kills her. He kills Jocasta. That's why I text Jackson. I was like, "Is this canon? Does Anakin actually kill Jocasta? Because that's so sad."
Yeah.
I mean, I know she dies, but I don't know.
I guess he probably does kill her because she dies during that assault on the temple, and
sad to think about.
Yeah,
I don't.
I know.
Some of the characters I don't like thinking about them just being like executed like that or just slain. You know?
Yeah.
Like, she probably wasn't expecting it.
No. She's like, well, they're also confused. All the clone. I mean, and it's like clone troopers this deep into the temple. They're not supposed to be here. Like, that was kind of interesting.
At least that's like a good. So you know something's up.
Right. So she had a moment to be like, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Let me see. Ooh, their intentions are bad. Okay.
Also, bummer she like felt Plo Koon's death.
Yeah.
Like moments before that. Like, what a terrible little series you got to go through there.
Oh, I know. I mean, just imagine how Yoda felt. He had that with all of them. It seemed like.
True. Yeah. Gosh.
Man, which reminds me, I've been reading classic X-Men.
Mm-hmm. Like X-Men Classic, or just like the early X-Men by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby?
No, the title, like classic X-Men,
okay, yes.
Which is, I know you're familiar, but it's just Chris Claremont's Uncanny with like some extra pages added in, and then usually like a 8 or 9 page backup story, and it's really good, and it like adds pretty much all the context of like stuff where you're like, oh man, well, you know, some of these characters, their motivations are kind of thin, or like I don't really feel like I know them that well.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the work that it makes me care about, like Thunderbird and stuff. But there's this moment that is in the original issue, but they don't really focus on it that much, when Thunderbird dies and the plane that he's on with like Count Nefaria or whatever explodes.
Yeah.
And then Charles like like feels all of it. They say that like he's with him until the moment of explosion, and then we see like this little panel that's like 4 different faces of Charles Xavier like screaming in pain on fire and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, like I don't really even think about that the first time I read it, because then the whole backup story is about John Proudstar's funeral, and it's
that's cool. I've not read that.
it's cool because his younger brother becomes Thunderbird also, and is like a villain at first.
Yeah.
But then becomes good. It's this whole thing about like,
I was gonna say he's not really a villain.
well, for a second,
No,
he wants vengeance on Charles Xavier,
and he is a member of the Hellions. But
yeah, but he becomes an X-Man pretty quickly.
He's a good guy.
Isn't he who has a relationship with what's her name? Summers' daughter.
Rachel Summers?
Yeah.
Ooh, not that I know of, unless it's like later on they have a thing together.
Maybe it's short-lived, but I think maybe in like the Ed Brubaker Uncanny, that's like Second Coming or whatever with what's his name? The third Summers brother.
Oh, Vulcan?
Yes,
Gabriel?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they do get together and that.
I forget. But
Rachel Summers is a lesbian though. At
maybe
least, maybe she wasn't.
Yeah.
Although she like reads as a lesbian in Excalibur in like the 80s.
Oh yeah,
too, so.
absolutely. But they obviously weren't gonna like say it
for
outright.
sure.
But anyway, that was just making me think of that. That it's like experiencing the death of someone else, like, and the way they write it in Uncanny is kind of how I imagine it. Yoda experiencing all the Jedi dying is like, well, the only difference is afterwards one of them doesn't have to experience it anymore, while the other one is alive and has to replay it over and over again in their head.
Yeah. Rough.
Yeah.
Like psychic resonance hitting folks like that, like when one connection dies, is like one of my favorite like telepathic connection little tropes out there. I think it's just so cool, and always like it always emotionally affects me because it's like I don't know, like it's like getting a phone call that your friend died, but it's like you just know it.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, totally. I always also find it disturbing when they talk about like the brain getting like a physical thing happening to or I'm not describing it well, but they say like whenever they get like a real bad headache or something,
like all their synapses were sent off at one time or something.
And it just makes like or like getting their brain scraped or something like that referred to, or like electroshocked or something. It's like, or like I don't know.
Telepathics, that's why telepaths are like my favorite of the mutants, because there's like so much fun stuff you can do with it.
Yeah.
And like the medium itself, like, and probably most mediums really lend itself to like, being creative with it. Like, telepathic fights are like always in some like crazy mindscape, or like taking you to your past memories and like blowing, like it's like fun. It's, you can do your fight, tell a story with it, like tie things together nicely and like metaphorically.
Yeah, totally. I mean, Claremont's really good at that. Like all the Shadow King and Legion stuff and everything is pretty cool. When what's her name gets all fat, that's my favorite part.
Karma?
Yeah. My favorite X-Men thing.
So I think maybe I do like a little series on my YouTube channel where I follow like the trajectory of each New Mutants character through Claremont's run. A couple of them struggled with a lot more. Karma she's like really strong in the beginning actually, because I think Claremont is like, oh, she's like coming off the fall of Saigon. She has a really cool like dark power. Her brother like has got an interesting thing going on with like a gang. So there's like a ton of cool stuff with her. And then they just don't fucking use her. And then they fake kill her, then have the Shadow King capture her and do that weird like fat phobic storyline with her where it's like, fat is evil. Fat is greed.
Scary. Very scary to be fat.
But like for that part of the video, I'm like at that point, I'm like trying to be like really still analytical, but also I'm just like, you got to call out Claremont here too for this stupid ass plot.
For sure. For sure. I mean, and he's not unique to, using that trope, of course, but not like that excuses it. If
Yeah.
anything, it's like worse because it's not even an original thing to
Someone
do.
tried arguing with me in the comments, like, he's not trying to do that, but it's like, he is.
No, he is.
He's, like, totally doing it. And he does all the time. It's like, Mojo's that guy, too. Like,
The
anyway.
Shadow King is a big fat guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
the other, like, any mutant we had who's, like, a bigger guy was either, like, bad that turned good or just bad.
yeah.
It's like Blob or, like, someone like that.
I mean, Blob is... Hey, how about Gold Balls? There's a overweight good guy.
Yeah, true. He's kind of like, I wouldn't call him, I guess, obese. Obese versus overweight.
Like a crazy, heightened obesity thing.
Yeah, like any obese person in a comic, like, they're like, that person's evil.
Yeah, they're always, like, melting into themselves and, like...
Yeah, which, look, I get it. We're going off, like, the old stereotype of, like, the old wealth, being fat means you had a lot to eat, you're greedy, like, okay.
I mean, I understand it, like, visual communication of messages and stuff.
And it works, and I think most people understand that, but I just feel like you gotta call it out still.
Yeah,
it's a little, like...
For sure.
Really? We're doing this every time?
Anything else about Purge Seconds to Die that you liked?
No.
Well, I do remember you were asking before, do we ever see Keldors without their face masks on? We do in this, and it's
weird.
Very disturbing. Yeah.
Didn't like seeing Flokian like that.
It's kind of like Cthulhu-ish without the tentacles, I feel like, but it really was making me think of something that I couldn't quite remember. Some alien from something else.
Yeah, their eyes are kind of just like red dots.
Too. Yeah, like very just small
beads.
Little. Yeah.
Didn't like it.
And the mouths are very like vaginal, like weird skin flappy holes. Like
they're not a very like friendly looking race in general. Like even when they've got the like facial modifications so they can breathe and survive and whatnot, they look crazy.
Yeah, I mean they can't smile or anything, I guess. But Plo Koon always has felt. I mean, this is just because of the show and the way he talks, but he's always felt like warm and like kind to me. But
yeah, in his own way, in his like stoic way.
Yeah. But that is all in the voice and his actions.
Yeah, he doesn't really express, I guess.
Yeah. All right. Well, I will have to reconfirm what we will talk about next time because we're kind of at a weird point where there is a 2-episode arc and then a 4-episode arc. So we could just watch 6 episodes if you want. But if that's a lot...
What did we do today? 4?
4 and some comics.
4 and some comics wasn't so bad, so maybe we could do that.
Yeah, so if you want to do 6, because I don't know...
yeah, let's do it. Let's I want to get through these Clone War episodes so we can... So I can go watch Mandalorian and Grogu. So we can get up to there.
Okay, so I don't think we're going to get there by May 22nd, but okay. We'll try.
What are we going to do for May 4th?
Party!